right, it's the 10-minute time limit podcast. It's Andy, it's Jamie as always. Jamie, AEW Dynamite for July the 8th. Our major draw obviously was the main event, but we decided to watch it. This is the 10-minute time limit, so we got to get through this in 10 minutes. Ding, ding.
Let's go. First match, Private Party versus Page and Omega. Solid match, very entertaining, but I'm getting tired of Page and Omega. I really am. I want to see the split. I want to see that match real bad. I think it'll be great. I don't know if they've ever fought each other. I don't think they have. Yeah. So that would be a great match for AEW to have. Maybe they're trying to hold it till crowds come back. But I want to see that split. I want to see that match. And I want to see the tag titles start getting thrown around between the Young Bucks, FTR, the Lucha Brothers, and the Blade and the Butchers to get those into that angle a little more, to get those teams more involved in the scene.
Yeah,
we'll talk about those guys a little later, though.
I agree with you. As you know, my feelings on the national, or not national, I guess, but the heavyweight title situation in AEW is I'm bored to death with it, and I think both Omega and Hangman should be working in that. The announcers are teasing it constantly, just saying we've never really seen a tag team with a run like this that, you know, come out separately. I'm over them two coming out separate to separate entrances and kind of like rolling with their own punches. But I agree with you. Pretty solid match.
Yeah, solid match all the way through. I gave it a 7.75.
Okay.
Number 2, Joey Janella versus Lance Archer with Jake Roberts. And Sonny Kiss ended up coming out. He was getting destroyed out back when Joey Janela couldn't find him. It looked like he was looking for him at the start when he came out. Didn't see him, and then Archer comes out with him over his head.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a squash match. Janela got some offense in, but it was still a destruction match. Archer looked very, very strong, and Janela looked like a guy that was taking a beating from a very large man.
I agree.
In the end, Sonny Kiss gets destroyed too, and I liked it. I thought it was a fine match. Nothing wrong with that. Good TV match.
I thought it was a good match too, and Archer did come across the way that he's supposed to come across. Now, Jake Roberts, something happened in this match. It almost looked like he had a spot, and it fell apart, so they didn't do it. But it seemed like he was going to come out and do something with the snake. He was waiting for a cue, and it's almost like he looked into the back, and somebody said, just never mind. I don't know.
Keep going. Yeah, they botched something there because you could see the snake was going to come out. He's on the rampway doing something weird. Anyway, didn't work out. Didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, agreed. All right, next up.
And then we got a Darby Allin promo, and he's with a man that I didn't know who he was. You let me know who he was. What's his name?
Oh, he was with Travis Pastrana.
Right.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Like he was at Pastrana's place, which is a well-known like place in like the X Games world and Supercross, motocross, BMX, the whole shebang. Like this guy's got crazy ramps in his backyard. He's got a giant ranch and things like that. So you know the most famous X Games folks on YouTube, you know, they always shoot their time whenever they can go over to Travis's place. It's so famous that most of the time Travis isn't even home when people are there.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a dive off I don't know how high that was. It had to be about 50 to 75 feet, somewhere up there into a pool of foam. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we had an interview with Taz and Brian Cage with Shivani in the ring. And Taz presents him with the FTW title, which I haven't seen since the ECW days, which was great to see. Awesome setup there for that. Yeah. And a great way to get a title on Cage without taking the world title away from Moxley in some strange stripped way.
Yeah, fair enough. And it brings another belt into the circulation. I don't know if this is going to be more like $1 million championship belt kind of deal where it really isn't going to be sanctioned or recognized by Tony Khan. Who knows? Maybe Tony Khan will decide to recognize it, but it was cool. I thought it was cool too.
Good spot. Number 3. Now this match, the 8-man tag with FTR, Butcher and the Blade, or FTR and the Young Bucks versus Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Brothers. Very entertaining match. Great match. Yeah. Everybody worked hard. Everybody did their thing. It was a really good match, but it really didn't advance the story with the Young Bucks and FTR like I expected it would.
I think it killed it. Killed the story.
It did. It really dulled it down. Yeah. Especially at the end, when they were teasing the handshake between FTR and the Young Bucks all the way through the match for them to agree on things, because they started doing some offense together, using each other's moves, using it together. Like I think it was Cash and Nick did some things that only FTR does, and then the other two did some stuff that only the Young Bucks do. So it was pretty cool in that regard. But that's something I would have expected to see in an indie match, off TV, on an arena show. and not necessarily on a big show like Fyter Fest. Great match, though, as far as technical, as far as the moves go, entertaining-wise.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this sort of ruined FTR's angle as coming into the AEW and taking over, not respecting the wrestling style, not respecting the Young Bucks whatsoever. This sort of ruined it. I mean, they started playing the game. And again, maybe we got this big crazy double cross coming that they're setting up. I have no idea, but you're right. You know, there was a tag that happened before they even bothered teasing the handshake, which was weird enough. And then you know we see FTR kind of give in to the crazy AEW spots, like the Super Canadian Destroyer over the ropes. And FTR is down there waiting to catch. You know, it's just not. It just didn't feel like FTR whatsoever. That said, though, they're amazing and they make any match better. And again, even I don't love the Young Bucks, but that was great. The whole match was good. It was very entertaining. But I agree with you. The major disappointment here is, to me, the whole FTR angle of taking over AEW's tag team division and AEW to begin with is ruined.
Yeah, they did some damage with that one. Next, we had a ridiculous, I can't stand Big Swole, and this did not help at all. She's trying to get into the arena, and you find out that she's being served with papers where she's banned from the arena for the night.
Yeah.
And it's just stupid. The character comes across to me as so fake. I wish it was more genuine, and maybe it is, and I just find her an annoying person, but it just hurt to watch this. Cringe is not the word. There's got to be something stronger than cringe to make what I felt for this. This was turn the channel stuff.
I agree. The same thing. I think she's a good wrestler, and I think actually she'd be a good personality if they just changed the way that she works that angle a little bit. I don't know what the secret ingredient is. And then of course that promo, I mean, we knew before she even agreed to turn around and leave, she was going to make her way in by the end of the show. Like, it was just too obvious. It was too obvious. Don't even bother. So
the next match, again, more gross stuff. Nyla Rose versus Kenzie Page and Kylan King. Just a squash match, and not even a good squash match. It didn't get Nyla Rose over anymore. It did nothing for Kenzie King and Kylan King. Just made King look like a giant wimp and unwilling to get in the ring for almost the entire match, tagging out whenever she could. Kenzie Page took the most of the brutality. And then Nyla cuts a promo saying, "Everybody's wondering what I have to say." You messaged me and said I wasn't wondering what she had to say.
Not at all.
No, I had no idea she had something to say, and still don't care that she had something to say. Apparently she's got a manager, but she's not going to tell us who it is. Who gives a rip?
You know,
if it's not Jim Cornette, I'm disappointed.
And I can guarantee you it's not Jim Cornette. There's no way he'd take that job. Honestly, what they were trying to do was great. Had that squash match not been so sloppy, I mean, she didn't even pull off a good squash match against these two. Had that not been so sloppy, you're thinking, all right, this monster needs to be tamed, or this monster needs some help to get over, or whatever it is, and then maybe we'll have a big crazy. Anyways, it just didn't go over well with me.
No, she should have came across as like Lance Archer. She should be the Lance Archer of the women's division, and it's not going that way. If they booked her the same way as Lance Archer, it'd be great.
Yeah, great.
Next match, SCU versus the Dark Order. Colt Cabana, they show before the match, they show Colt Cabana all laying on a massage table, or the doctor, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's getting massaged for his ribs that look extremely painful.
Looks like he got hit by that golf cart they have in the back or whatever. Like, it's not looking good.
He got smacked by somebody. And they didn't show it last week, and they didn't show it on Dark. I don't know. I guess he got jumped from behind.
I don't know what happened with him. No.
I'm assuming that's a Brody Lee thing where he got a couple of his guys to go goon him up to create this storyline a little further to make some intrigue in the background. Now, that's all just supposition on my part, but I think that's probably where this is going.
Maybe, yeah.
In the match, good match. They told a great story, very good story in this match. Where Colt Cabana was being told by Brody to keep fighting even though you're hurt, which is a good message. Struggle is going to happen in life. And it was a great story. Good storytelling from start to finish in this match. Colt Cabana was good. Stu Grimson did his role. Stu Grimson, is that his name? And he did his role very well as being the henchman for Brody Lee. And, of course, SCU were solid as always. Just, playing their roles well. I gave this match a 7.5 out of 10. I was very entertained by this match.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Dark Order, like I've been saying, and I like what they're doing with Colt Cabana. Now, I just our producer just called us, and 10 minutes is up. However, there is TV time remaining for the most important match of this entire thing. So let's get into it. This is what we've been waiting for forever. Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Listen, tell me what you thought.
I thought it was amazing. I thought this was a great match. Cassidy took every bump, man. He took a beating in this match like you expected he would. Jericho led him through a great match.
Yeah.
That you could argue that the ending was a bit of a letdown because he kicks out of
the code breaker.
The code breaker
after a bat to the face, though. I mean,
yeah, after Floyd to the face.
Floyd to the face, then code breaker. Yeah, come on.
He kicks out, and then finally, and they work over the back the entire match. They sell this match as that the back is the problem of this match, and that's where I thought this was going, was to the code breaker and the victory, which made great sense. Would have ended this match, would have been an A+ match in my world.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So they went for the and they showed the fight that Cassidy brings to the ring. A lot of dives outside, a lot of turnbuckle shots, man. He was going in hard with his back to the turnbuckles. He had to be hurting after this match.
Yeah.
And Jericho gets the win with the Judas Effect, which I don't like that move as a finisher.
I mean, listen, I don't mind it because it's a quick, tough blow to the head or whatever, but what ruins it is the two finishers, because a bat shot to the face is usually a finisher in wrestling. The two finishers that happened before it. But I've realized now with the AEW, Jamie, I just need to get over it. I need to realize that like their way of trying to show the strength and trying to get somebody over is they never go down to one finish. They require two and then sometimes three, and they just won't stop doing it, so I have to let it go. Absolute genius storytelling by Jericho. Like Jericho, listen, we called it last week. We're like, Orange Cassidy's going to drop the gimmick early, and he's going to wrestle. And he's going to, for the most part, wrestle. My favorite spot in the entire match was when he faked Jericho out with the kicks of doom, couple little kicks to the shins, and then boom, Shawn Michaels-esque super kick to the face. He dropped the gimmick.
Super kick. It was awesome.
Yeah, he dropped the gimmick, but Jericho kept the pace and just walked. It got them through a really, really, really good match. As we talked about during it, my only qualm with the match was really the finish, but now I'm starting to realize this is an AEW finish and I need to let it go. So I get this was an A. This was an A match for me. The MVP of AEW and one of the MVPs of wrestling of all time, and a wrestler that is very, very skilled, that people just don't dig the gimmick. And this was all about, he's not dropping the gimmick forever, but he dropped it for this match, and he was very impressive.
Yeah, very good match. Great show. I enjoyed the show. The middle dragged a little bit with the Nyla Rose stuff, the big Swole stuff.
Yeah.
It dragged a little, and then they had, just before that finale, the big Swole Britt Baker stuff.
I can't.
Where Swole snuck in, and
just not interested. I wish Britt Baker immediately is not interesting to me, and then everything around. I think actually part of why Big Swole's not working for me is because it's Britt Baker that she's working with, and it's just, I'm not down. But anyway.
Well, you know that match isn't happening anytime soon, too. Like, she's a good 4 or 5 months away from returning.
It's just coming up with a reason to have Britt Baker on TV. Like the constant sending text messages to Shivani at the table and everything like that. I'm over this. I'm over it.
It's not funny. They're never funny. And it just, no, I'm done.
There we go. All right. Well, TV time just ran out. Can't wait for the next one. But everything that we wanted from Jericho Cassidy, we got.